Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, Stories from the 78, and if you can't figure it out, yep, I'm in the Avondale neighborhood at Avondale Bowl. This retro bowling alley has been repurposed, refitted with a lot of its original luster to serve the many bowling needs in the Chicago area. It's part of Open House Chicago happening this weekend, but come by here anytime. I'm going to talk to Tony here in Sinway back there about Open House Chicago and this bowling alley, but look at this, up close and personal at this bowling alley. Let's go chat. All right, check this out. You're going to look inside the Avondale Bowl here in Avondale neighborhood. Been around since the early 20th century. Tony is one of the gentlemen that helped get that thing started. I'm going to talk to you in a second, sir. But Sinway, I want to ask you about Open House Chicago. Talk about that. It's happening this weekend, right?
Yeah, Open House Chicago starts Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Avondale Bowl is one of our gems here on the north side of Chicago in the beautiful Avondale neighborhood. We're very excited to have them on board. This is a very, very cool site. We'll have 150 sites total in 20 different neighborhoods in the great city of Chicago. A lot of gems like Avondale Bowl around the city, churches, skyscrapers, community centers, lots to see. We're very excited to bring it back to the whole city of Chicago. And the best thing about it, Tom, is it's free.
Yeah, that's amazing that it's free. And some of these places, not this place, but some of these places, this is the only time that you were actually able to get inside and see some of these buildings, right? Because a lot of times they're closed off to the public or closed in general.
That's right. A lot of times they are closed. Like the Chicago Board of Trade Vault, for example, is one of those. But places like this at Avondale Bowl are also places that some people might even ride by. We like to say they ride by or walk by it in their neighborhood, and they might not ever know that it's there, and they go in. This is the opportunity to see it. It's like, oh, Avondale Bowl, there's a bowling alley in the second floor of a building that's in my neighborhood. Yeah, it's right down the street from you. Right here where we are is right by Logan Square I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah, and Tony, this is one of the very few bowling alleys that are on the second floor. There used to be one in Chicago in Lincoln Square that we talked about, no longer here. But this one, those lanes behind you have been around since the 30s. The machines partially are original with recommissioned parts, but this is like a legit old school bowling alley here.
That's correct, Tom. Yeah, the lanes were installed in the 30s. It operated under various ownerships. At one point it was called Court Recreation Lanes. In the mid-20th century, but it shuttered around 1989 when it was called Northwest Bowl, and then it remained vacant until we took it over for 30 years. It remained vacant until 2018, and there was a lot of work to do because buildings don't like to sit vacant. But we were able to salvage the lanes, and we were able to rebuild the machines, and then revive the space.
Right, and you got like a retro vibe in here for sure, where the machines are part of that, the lanes are part of it, but the decor, even the stuff that isn't old, that is newer, like the bar area, it's the same footprint as the bar, but kind of restored, flipped around, and reimagined, if you will, right?
Yeah, we kept the footprint of the bar. That's the only other original part is the bullnose rail around the bar is made out of solid mahogany. And then, yeah, it seemed like if we could salvage that was a thing to do. Sure. And then we tried to keep to like the
integrity of the old
integrity
space?
Of the original space. Yeah.
Right, and that's kind of what's going on with the wall that is over your right shoulder there.
Yeah, that wall remains mostly untouched. That's how we found it when we came in. There were radiators attached, which formed a sort of imposing obstacle over the lane 1 gutters, so we cut those off, but otherwise that's the wall.
And then the space where you walk in, grab your bowling balls and everything else, kind of reimagined, but with that retro style that you guys have kept here. And then the drink menu is not just like, maybe not your grandfather's bowling alley drink menu. That's under your umbrella here, right?
Yeah, that was part of the whole thing too, is a lot of bowling alleys. You go to a bowling alley and like, what do you drink there? What, cheap beer, bad whiskey or something like that. We wanted to install like a real cocktail program and like a good drink list at a bowling, because like people like bars and bowling go pretty well together. So
absolutely.
We also have an extensive non-alcoholic selection too, because you got to keep it.
And you have a bunch of leagues here. You found this pseudo skylight when you were redoing the bar, and you've kind of used that
yeah.
space in it as well.
Yeah. So there's a nice skylight in the bar. There's actually windows in this whole space, which is pretty odd for a bowling alley.
Yeah, that's very uncommon, right?
Yeah, most bowling alleys are dark, right, stuffy places. There's no natural light, but we were blessed. These windows are rebuilt, but there were windows in the space that had been boarded up. It was a very interesting job that everybody had done.
And for people who want to come by here, what would you suggest outside of the Open House Chicago? If they want to come by, should they do reservations ahead of time? How's that work?
Yeah, we take reservations on our website at www.avondalebowl.com. We reserve 6 out of the 8 lanes can be reserved in advance, and we keep 2 lanes for walk-ins at all times as well. So if you just want to pop in, that's okay too. We also encourage people to just stop by for a drink at the bar if they're not bowling.
Right, you did you redid that whole bar, so you might as well come and take a look at it and enjoy
There's plenty
it.
of seats there. That's right.
In Sinway, the folks that want to come and check out all there is to do for Open House Chicago, best way for them to find out that information.
Well, I'd advise openhousechicago.org, which is our website, or downloading the Chicago Center app, Chicago Architecture Center app, that is. It's downloadable now on all the app stores, and that'll help you get around to the 150 sites throughout our 20 neighborhoods this year.
Have you known anybody that have hit all those sites in the weekend of Open House Chicago?
No, but a lot of people try, but it's very hard because we're from
all over the city.
We're from Rogers Park to South Shore and all the way out west to Garfield Park, so it's very, very hard to get through the great city of Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, you could take you 45 minutes just to go from downtown to O'Hare. So yeah, there's a lot to be said there. But gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. And well done with the bowling alley, sir. This is really a true gem. Yeah, for sure. Okay, we could talk all day. TomBarnishChicago@gmail.com, or head over to the website, storiesfromthe78.com, and again, check this place out. It is a true Chicago gem. You get to see outside it. Think about it. When was the last time you saw windows in a bowling alley? And the hurricane coming that is happening today. This weekend, Open House Chicago. Check it out.